Okay. Hello, hello, participants. Wait a couple minutes for everybody to enter the call. Thank you all for being here. I know it's weird because you can't respond, but please know that we acknowledge you and we appreciate you being here. Do you all want to do a quick introduction before we jump into your presentations? Let's do that while we're waiting for panelists to file in. Can we start with Biola?
Sure, just of ourselves, right?
Yep, just you.
Okay, great. Well, my name is Nadia. I am one of the admissions counselors at Biola. I'm the admissions counselor for all of San Diego and Riverside counties, so this territory. And I have been working in admissions at Biola. This is now going to be my 3rd year.
Great, let's go to Cal Baptist.
Hi, I'm Emily Thomas. I am the admissions counselor at CBU. I've been with CBU for 3 years now, and I work with Northern California, Temecula, Hemet area, and then students that are living outside of the US that are US citizens.
Awesome, thank you. Let's hear from Cal Lutheran.
Hello, everyone. My name is Chris Acosta. I'm one of the admission counselors at Lutheran University. Appreciate all of you being here. I've been at Lutheran. This is going to be my 2nd year, and I do cover the Temecula territories as well. So definitely glad to be here and appreciate all of you as well.
Awesome, thank you. Let's go to Chapman.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jamie Garcia. I'm an admission counselor at Chapman University, but I'm also an alum of the institution as well, and I cover many territories throughout California, including this one. So I'm excited to chat with you all today.
Nice to meet you. Now we're going to go to Hope International University.
Thank you so much. My name is Sean. I'm an admissions counselor at Hope. I work with all recruited athletes that apply to the university. And for recruiting wise, I serve Inland Empire mainly, but I also do Arizona, Pacific Northwest, Oregon, Washington as well. So a lot of familiar faces. Good to see you guys.
Awesome. And now let's hear from Laguna College of Arts and Design.
Hi, thank you. My name is Annie Compion. I've been working at LCAD for about 2.5 years now. I think I'm the only art school in the room. So anyone here interested in specifically looking for a degree from an art school, pay attention closely to my presentation. Thank you.
Yeah, I think you are, but we're really happy to have you. Yeah. Now let's hear from Palomar College.
Hello, everyone. My name is Tony Quiroz. I am the outreach specialist for Palomar College. Thank you so much for joining us. I think we actually are the only community college in the room. So for those of you interested, I'm really excited to share information about our college.
Yeah, thank you, Tony. Also, your mic quality is amazing. I'm jealous, actually. Let's hear from San Diego Christian College.
Hey everyone, I'm Shaylin, and I have been at SDCC for a little over a year now. I work with all freshmen, incoming students really, but also with international students as well.
Awesome, thank you. Now let's hear from the University of Laverne.
Hi, everybody. My name is Kyle Cazares. I'm one of the assistant directors of admission at Laverne, and I work with students from Temecula all the way through San Diego County, Orange County, and then with our students coming from the Pacific Northwest. So super excited to see you all today.
Thank you, thank you. And last but not least, let's hear from Jamie from the University of Redlands.
Hello, everyone. Happy Saturday. My name is Jamie Graff with the University of Redlands. I've had the pleasure of working with students from the Temecula area. I've been with the University of Redlands for 15 years, and it's a pleasure connecting with you all today and seeing some familiar faces.
Great. So without further ado, I'm your host. I'm Gina, and my co-host Charles Walker with the City of Temecula. We're really happy to have you all here and really happy that all of our amazing panelists could join us. So I'm going to explain the overall structure of the event before we begin. So the first half is just going to be presentations from each of the colleges. They're going to tell you a little bit more about their schools. And then the second portion is going to be a question and answer portion. So you should all see a Q&A box on the lower right-hand side of your screen. So all of you attendees are able to type any questions you may have in that box. I ask that you try to ask questions to specific colleges. That being said, if you have a general question, I will try to address it. It just tends to work better if you ask to specific schools. Also, if there's any technical issues you're having, you can put those there and I'll try my best to help you out. We're really happy that you're all here. Additionally, there's a Google form that I just put in the chat. Please fill that out so that the colleges can get to know you a little bit better. And I'll keep reposting it, but I just want to put that out there because these colleges are really excited to meet you. So let's begin. Our first college is Biola.
Awesome. I am going to share my screen really quickly. So my name is Nadia, as I mentioned earlier. I'm one of the admissions counselors at Biola. And if you haven't heard of Biola, we are a private Christian university. We're located in La Mirada, California, which is about 15 minutes from Disney and about 30 minutes from LA, depending on what time you leave during the day. But we're essentially on the border of LA and Orange County. So it kind of gives our students the best of both worlds in that way. We have about 6,000 students total, including 4,000 undergraduate students. And today I'm just going to point out a few things since I don't have a ton of time that I think are important about Biola. So Biola has consistently been ranked a first-tier national university. So even though we are a smaller private university, you're not missing out on any of your academics at Biola. Personally, I think that this is ranked and linked because of our small classroom sizes. So we do have a 14:1 student to faculty ratio. So some classes may actually be smaller than your high school classes. I did go to Biola myself. I graduated about 3 years ago. So my knowledge is still super fresh in that way too. But at Biola, professors are really there to get to know you and to help you grow into the person that really God created you to be. From my own personal experience, I had professors who would write me countless letters of recommendation, who would just help me get internships and even helped me get this job too. And to this day still want to have lunch with me and see how I'm doing. And alongside that, we do have 40 majors and 80 concentrations. So these are just some of our more popular majors, but we do have a lot more to choose from. Some that I will point out really quickly are our School of Business, our School of Science, Technology, and Health, and then also our School of Cinema and Media Arts. So in all of these programs, our students do have the opportunity to integrate both of their faith and their learning. And while we do believe that college is definitely the time for you to grow academically, at Biola, we believe it's also a time for our students to grow in their faith. This is really a developmental time in your life where you're making lots of life decisions. So we want you to be in an environment that will help you grow in this way. So we want our students to think biblically about everything. And because of that, at Biola, all of our students will take 30 units in Bible and theology classes, which at the end, students will receive a minor in biblical studies. So no matter what major you choose, whether again, it's a science or an art or just a humanities degree, you will have that minor in biblical studies. We also do provide weekly chapel opportunities for students to attend, and we just ask that students go to 20 throughout the semester. This really allows for our students to have a space away from the busyness of class to really connect with God and grow spiritually. And then lastly, something that is very unique about Biola is that all of our faculty, staff, and students are coming from Christian or Catholic backgrounds. So essentially this means that the people that are living next door to you in your dorms, your professors, to the people that work on campus will all have the same faith background as you. So really at Biola, we're just seeking to equip men and women in mind and character to impact the world for Christ. So in all aspects, academically, spiritually, socially, that's really our goal, is to help grow you throughout these 4 years and then launch you into your field of study to really make a difference. So that's just the quick overview that I have. Thanks so much.
Awesome. Thank you so much. It was quick, but it was very informational. Now we're going to move to Cal Baptist.
All right, so California Baptist University, we are located in Riverside, California. So we are about 45 minutes away from Disneyland, an hour away from the beach, not as close as Biola, but you can still get there. And then currently we have a little over 11,000 students. So that is including grad, online, and traditional style students. But the students that are on campus is a little over 6,000. So it's a good size, even though we are growing. We have monumental and institutional growth that has been occurring over the last couple of years, whether that is in majors, buildings. We still are maintaining that small school feel. This classroom sizes are small, very similar. We are 14-to-1 student faculty ratio. So you are going to get, the one-on-one with with your professors, with your peers. I did graduated from Cal Baptist as well, and that was probably the biggest things that I loved, just being in a class environment where I was able to know the professor as well. Our students graduate in 4 years. We have a program to help students kind of track their 4 years. Obviously, there are some majors that are outliers. Currently, we have 80 majors. And that can range from aviation, architecture, but our top 5 majors currently are engineering, business, nursing, psychology, and kinesiology. So those are the bigger ones, but we encourage our students to customize their experience, customize their time, whether that's adding concentrations, minors, double majoring as well. But we do truly care about the students' time at CBU, but we also care about post-graduation, so getting a job. We have amazing resources for our students. Our career fair that we have currently always consistently is for students to kind of build relationships with future employers as well. California Baptist University, that is in our name, so we are unapologetically a Christian university. However, our faculty, staff, students, it is a little bit different. So for myself and my colleagues, we sign a statement of faith, but we don't require that of our students. So students can come from different faith backgrounds, denominations. We really think that it is a good thing to have a blend of different types of students on campus. But students are going to gain that Christian perspective within the classroom. That is important. But we also want students to stand firm in what they believe in as well. Even though we don't require that of our students, every single student is required to take 9 units of Christian studies courses and then 15 chapels per semester as well. So that will equal, roughly around once a week. So that's something within the classroom that we encourage all of our students to do. But then also social life is a huge deal. I remember when I was looking for colleges, that was kind of my non-negotiable. I really wanted the social aspect. So you'll get that if you wanted to do more like outdoor adventure trips beyond Southern California, intramural sports, 3 to 5 events per week as well. So there's always ways to connect and be involved in the university as well. Another thing too, which is huge, that was something that I really looked into, was the food. We are still #2 best college food in California. And then if you are planning for sports, athletics, we are fully in Division I now. So it's been awesome to see the growth and the rise from D2 to D1. So that's just a little bit overall about CBU. I know it's brief, but that's just a little bit about us.
Awesome, thank you. Definitely will keep food in mind. Now for Cal Lutheran.
Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. Again, my name is Chris. I know we have a number of schools to get through, so I appreciate all of you kind of sticking it out, and I'll make this short and sweet. We all understand that virtual fatigue is a real thing. So definitely, I will drop something in the chat that you can access. It has some of our majors and minors that we offer, as well as scholarship opportunities. And then I'll go over quickly just some quick facts about our university. So California Lutheran University, we are located in Thousand Oaks, California. It's about a little over an hour north of LA, in between Los Angeles and Santa Barbara. I always get the question, California Lutheran University, do you have to be Lutheran to apply? Definitely not. We are open and inclusive of all faiths and backgrounds. So at our school, we do say that religion is a get to, not a have to. If it is something you wanted to explore, you can, but it's not something that's required. And there are no requirements in terms of chapel services or anything like that. And then here's some just quick facts kind of about our school. Again, we're kind of similar to the first two schools, to the smaller classroom setting. I do want to kind of point out just the bottom statistic of 97% of our graduates are either in their full-time job or within graduate school within 9 months after graduation. So you are getting that good return on your investment, and we do strive to set students up post-graduation with their careers. And kind of alluding back to the diverse things, as you can see, we have students that come from all over the world, and a big thing is 53% of our students do come from underrepresented backgrounds. So there's definitely a lot of opportunities to engage and get connected with students from all walks of life. I'll kind of skip some of this other thing. I'll stick around at the end as well for more Q&A. If you have questions about more of these specific things, I'm happy to go over them with you, but I do want to touch a little bit about our scholarships. So if you do apply to Cal Lutheran University, you're automatically considered for any academic and merit-based scholarships. But I do want to highlight one particular scholarship. It's a public prize promise scholarship. It's also embedded in that link that I put in the chat, but it is a very unique opportunity for you all. Basically, it states if you get into one of 6 specific UCs that are listed under that scholarship, for the same term that you apply and get into Cal Lutheran and you choose to come to us, we'll match their cost of attendance for tuition as a scholarship for you to attend Cal Lutheran. So you'll be getting the private education, private school amenities for the public school price. And I'm happy to go more in detail and context with that as well. And then just a big thing, a little over $37,000 is our average financial aid package for students as well. But yeah, again, my name is Chris. Appreciate your time, and I'm happy to answer any questions that are more specific to your situation afterwards.
Thank you, Chris. So now we're going to move to Chapman.
Awesome. Hi, everyone. Again, my name is Jamie Garcia. I'm an admission counselor at Chapman University. And just to give you a nice little overview about Chapman, so we are located in Orange, California, which is the heart of Orange County. We're in an incredible location. We're 15 minutes from Disneyland, 20 minutes from the beach, what should be 45 minutes away from LA, but of course, due to traffic, definitely takes longer than that. And then we're about an hour away from Temecula, and an hour and a half away from San Diego. So we're in just a really prime location where no matter what you want to do, you can kind of make it happen. We do have students from 48 different states. If you know anyone from Delaware or North Dakota, definitely send them our way. We would love to round it out to all 50. And we do have students from 82 different countries on our campus. So you're really going to be getting that global perspective in all of your classes and really be able to learn from so many different individuals. We are a mid-size institution. I think a lot of people think we're like this tiny, tiny school. We're actually the 3rd largest private institution in California, which is pretty cool. We have a total of 10,000 students on campus, including our graduate students, with around 7,500 being our undergraduate students. I always say that's the perfect size. Although our physical campus is small, it takes probably around 5 to 7 minutes to walk from one side to the other. I always say leave 15 minutes because you will never walk through campus without seeing someone that you know and a friendly face to say hi to. Which is definitely very comforting and adds to kind of the feeling of community on our campus. You're going to find small class sizes. Our average class is 23 students. Our student faculty ratio is 13:1. So your professors will know your name. They'll want to help you out. They will really care about you. And as an alum, that was something that I really took away from my experience at Chapman. There are still professors I talk to, and the relationships you build will be really strong. We have tons of different majors. We are a liberal arts institution, so whatever you might be interested in, whether it be business, the sciences, performing arts, visual arts, or our film school, we have just about everything. Our programs are extremely strong and our faculty are amazing. Also, over 80% of our students are graduating in 4 years, so students are really able to finish their curriculum and move on to exciting careers. Our Career Center works so hard for our students to graduate with a job or continuing school, whatever they choose to do. Their motto is Career Connection for Life. So if you come to Chapman 20 years down the road, if you decide to switch careers, they will still help you out with resume building and connections, networking events, that kind of stuff. They are extremely helpful. We are also constantly growing and expanding, adding our new science center a couple years, new residence halls, as well as our brand new dance facility coming this year. So we are always trying to make sure we have the best facilities for and that is a little bit about Chapman. Please ask questions so that I can give you some more specific information, but it was so nice to speak with you all today.
Yeah, thank you. Hopefully we'll get a lot of questions. You can put questions in the chat if they come up, when they come up, participants. Now on to Hope International University.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much for attending. Luckily we're still able to see you guys virtually now. You guys are probably all used to it, but I will share my short presentation. I know we don't have too much time, but I just want to cover a few things that are definitely important about HIU. We are located in the city of Fullerton. For those of you that don't know where it's at, we're about 10-15 minutes from Disneyland as well, close by Chapman, and about 20 minutes from Huntington Beach, if you guys know the area well. And we have about 500 students on campus and about 2,000 students when you include our online and graduate programs. So very tight knit. Everyone knows one another really well there at HIU. And I was also an alum, graduated in 2018. And my top three things that I'd say that I loved about HIU were the campus community, the location, being right across the street from a Cal State Fullerton University, helped with, being associated to a public school and a private school at the same time, as well as just being in the heart of OC and getting to indulge in everything there is here in SoCal. And then lastly, just a level of support with professors. I actually had phone conversations with professors late at night about assignments that I was struggling with, and they would pick up their personal cell phones and talk with me. That was something that I probably wouldn't have gotten at a different university. So I really am passionate about that and just excited about something that was offered to me there at Hope. We do have several programs at Hope. 5 colleges that we do offer are listed here. And some of our most popular programs would be our criminal justice, kinesiology program, our financial planning and marketing program, our well-known and recognized psychology and counseling degree with a child life specialist concentration there that's very well known, and then a ministry and biblical studies degree as well. For more specifics on all the different programs that we offer several different concentrations. Please see our website for that, so I don't have to go over all 150 of them. But one unique thing about us as well is that we are right across the street from Cal State Fullerton. So if there's a program that we don't offer on our campus that you guys are passionate or interested about going into, we actually partner with them as well to make it work. So we have a few students in their pre-med program, a few in their communications, and a few in their film study programs as well. So definitely multiple options for you guys to go through other than what we just offer here at Hope. We do offer athletic programs and we do give scholarships. I played soccer at Hope for 4 years and absolutely loved it. If you do play a sport and you're looking to connect with a coach, you're in luck. I work with all of our recruited athletes on campus and connect with coach as well. So any of you guys looking to play in college, please connect with me at the end of the presentation as well. We have several academic scholarships that we offer, mostly are merit-based. One unique one that we do have that is used every single year by most of our students is our AVID scholarship. So for those of you that are attending for AVID and you've been an AVID for 3 years or more, we give you at least $15,000 just for being an AVID for 3 years and meeting our general acceptance criteria. In addition, we do offer athletic scholarships and we do have financial aid available. So definitely connect with me about that at the end as well. In order to be accepted to HIU, you need at least a 2.5 minimum GPA, and you'd apply at our website. We don't use the Common App. I think several other universities that are private also may use their website or a separate individual application. And if you guys do want to waive your application fee, there's a promo code in the top right-hand corner for you guys to take a snapshot of. Awesome. Lastly, we are doing in-person campus visits. I know that it definitely makes a difference to visit a campus. I was set on a completely different school about a month before I graduated high school. I visited HIU and I think I was sold the second I stepped on campus, and I never looked back. 5 years later, I'm still with HIU and I love it. So definitely take a tour. If you guys want to do that, you can definitely schedule that at our website, and I'll drop a link to request more information in the chat as well. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you. I learned so much just now. Now we're going to hear from the only art school on our panel. Let's hear from Laguna College of Art and Design.
Okay, thank you. I just shared something in the chat that is a form for any attendees who want to receive their own viewbook in the mail from the college. You can complete that. And the viewbook just has all the info about the college and student work, which I think is super important for, judging art schools, of course. And let me get this ready to go. Sorry, I should have had it ready.
No worries.
Okay.
It's the digital age, right?
You know what? Yeah, I don't know why I'm the only person who every time I start sharing a PowerPoint, it freezes. So I'm just going to keep it in this view, and I don't think it'll freeze that way. Okay, so again, my name's Annie at LCAD, and if you live in Temecula, I'm your counselor. So after today, please feel free to reach out to me. We can talk much more about the college, and I can talk about artwork and portfolios. all of that can be pretty confusing. Art is such a subjective subject, so it takes quite a bit of research to get familiar with these things. So I'm here for you. I'm actually going to play a short video. It's only like 2 minutes long, and I'll kind of talk over that. Hopefully the music isn't loud on your end. I always just turn it all the way down. So LCAD is in Laguna Canyon, which is the city of Laguna Beach. If you've been to that area before, you know it's really beautiful. We have 6 different BFA degree programs. We're a private art school. We are a nonprofit and we have full accreditation, so WASC and NASAD accreditation. Most of our majors, well, all of our majors are visual arts. Most of them are geared more towards the entertainment industry. So they are applied arts majors like animation, game art, graphic design, illustration, and entertainment design. And then we have a fine art major, which is called drawing and painting. So that's the one that people think of when you go to art school, you're making drawings and paintings. Not usually the case if you're pursuing another, applied arts field and working more on commercial projects. So here in this video, you can see some brief examples, hopefully, of some student work. This is just a very short intro version, but you get a good idea of what the campus looks like. I can't emphasize enough how beautiful it is there. Actually, all the land around LCAD, that whole canyon area, is nature preserve. So that's why it's all undeveloped. We have wildlife. I've seen a rattlesnake. I've seen more than that. That's not uncommon. We are about 5 minutes away from downtown Laguna Beach and of course the beach itself. So right next door. And actually Orange County, if you're not already familiar with the area, all of us for the most part are kind of in Orange County. There is so much going on and there's so much to take advantage of course, but especially for artists. Obviously Laguna Beach has really been known as an arts hub for the last 100 years. It was actually founded as an arts colony. So that's why you'll see so many galleries. The Festival of the Arts is like a huge event taking place every summer, except for this past, I'm sure. But in Orange County, we also have big companies like Blizzard Entertainment. They're a huge partner for us in our game art department. Of course, Vans is headquartered in Orange County. We also have a graphic design major that has a specific track for that action sports industry. But I'm not going to talk too much about art right now in my couple minutes. I'm going to talk about the admissions process. It's different at, of course, an art school than it would be at a lot of other colleges. So we have a rolling admissions policy. It means you can pretty much apply anytime. If you're a senior now and you want to apply for fall 21, then your early action deadline is December 1st. But that's not a hard deadline. So if you feel like you need more time to build up your portfolio, I recommend taking it. I kind of already made this point. Sorry to repeat myself. Portfolios are really tricky. At LCAD, when you apply, you have to submit a portfolio, and your portfolio has to be specific to your major. And we have different portfolio guidelines for each majors. So we want to see specific things depending on if you are applying to our graphic design program, our game art program, or our animation program. Get in touch with me today or after today, and I can talk more in detail with you about that. I used to be an art teacher. I'm an artist myself, so I can give you really critical feedback on your work. It's free to apply to LCAD. We do need your official transcript from high school. And if you've taken any other college classes, we'll need a transcript from there too. The minimum GPA we accept is 2.5, and we don't look at SAT scores. We really only care about your artwork. We care that you're passing classes and you're doing well, but ultimately your portfolio is really what's going to dictate your acceptance to the college, as well as how big your merit scholarship is. I have only a few seconds, so I'm not going to talk too much longer. Tuition at LCAD is $32,600 this year. So we're actually the most affordable private art school on the West Coast. And that's before any scholarship is applied, of course. And everybody who's accepted gets a merit scholarship. And the average amount is $8,000. So if you really push yourself with your portfolio, you take advantage of the feedback that's available to you from me, your counselor, you could really optimize your chances of getting a bigger scholarship. So I can't emphasize that enough. Go ahead and take a screenshot of my email here if you can, or write it down. I'd be happy to give you a preliminary portfolio review or give you a virtual tour of the college after today. Thank you for listening, guys.
Thank you so much, Annie. Next, we're going to hear from Palomar College.
All right. Let me go ahead and share my screen. All right. Can everyone see the presentation? I just want to make sure. Technology is very fickle.
Yeah, it looks beautiful though. Looks good.
Awesome. All right. So hello, everyone. My name is Tony Quiroz. I am the outreach specialist for outreach services at Palomar College. Really excited to talk to you today about our school. A little bit of background of information about myself. I'm actually a product of the community college system. I didn't have the best grades in high school. And so when it came time to decide where to go, community college really turned out to be a fantastic opportunity for a fresh start. I went to community college and then transferred over to Cal State Long Beach, where I ended up with my bachelor's in human development. There are so many great opportunities at community college. Here you can just see a realm of different things, from obtaining your associates, transferring, and for you high school students in the audience, you can actually start taking college classes for free. And it's a great way to get ahead and pretty much get an idea of what college is kind of going to be like. So there are many different community colleges out there. You might be asking, why Palomar? Well, let me tell you, Palomar College is one of the largest community colleges in San Diego County. Do not think that just because we're a community college that we have lower quality programs. Many of the same faculty that are working at Cal State, UCs, and other universities are actually also teaching at Palomar College. So it's a great way to get a lot of different experience. We don't require SATs or ACTs, which was a big factor for me. And of course, we have our lovely program known as Palomar Promise, which I'll dive into in a second. Here we have a lot of different images to just show the diverse things that students can do at Palomar College. We have over 250 academic programs and certificates, and we just have so much opportunities for students, from performing arts to doing music, engineering, being part of radio as well. There is just so many great opportunities at Palomar College to consider, and if you haven't decided what you want to do, that's totally fine. I changed my major 7 times. Transferring ends up being a big goal for a lot of students. So Palomar College can help you reach your goals to transfer to a Cal State, UC, private university, or even out of state. 2 opportunities I want to briefly talk about is the ADT, which is the Associate's Degree for Transfer, which is an opportunity in which if you receive an associate's degree from Palomar College, we guarantee you admission into one of the CSUs. While we have another program known as TAG, or Transfer Admission Guarantee, where if you achieve certain GPA requirements, we guarantee you admission into one of 6 UC campuses. And you can see some of the GPA requirements right down there. For those of you that are interested in sports, here are a list of our current athletic programs that we offer. If you are interested, please make sure to check out the homepage, click under Recruit, so that way you can connect with the athletic department. I encourage everybody to apply for financial aid. The 2 main ways to apply for financial aid are going to be through the FAFSA or California DREAM Act. The application should be opening up on October 1st, so really make sure to mark your calendars. And I can't talk about financial aid without mentioning Palomar Promise. This is an opportunity in which if you decide to attend Palomar College, we provide you with free tuition for your first 2 years. And it's a really great chance because you also get priority registration, and you also get textbook assistance. Now, the application for this will be opening up in late October, so make sure to be on top of it as well. It only requires 3 applications, which is the Palomar application, the FAFSA or the California DREAM Act, and the Palomar Promise application. This is non-income based, so whether you make $1 trillion or make $0, you can absolutely apply for this program. And lastly, just to self-promote our own department, we have our virtual toolbox, which has vast information for our students to learn more about our college. So make sure to check it out. We have the link right there, and you'll find the link in the chat as well. And we'll be having a post Zoom meeting as well if you have any follow-up questions. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Now we're going to hear from San Diego Christian College.
All righty. So let me go ahead and share my screen. Okay, so San Diego Christian College is located in San Diego County. That's why it's in the name. We do have a surf club. That's why that photo is there. It's just really blown up this year. Students are just really loving the water and getting over there all the time. So we're about 25 minutes from the beach. If you've ever been to La Jolla before, we're just east of that area. So in the next slide here, let's see. So this is just going over just a quick overview of sort of what we have going on. Obviously, as a very small Christian school, in fact, I think we're the smallest. We have 350 students. But because of that, we do have an 8-to-1 student to faculty ratio. So things are very community oriented and everything is just very accessible. Whether it's a department chair or a professor, everybody is just really accessible to you as a student. So including our opportunities to do mission work, as well as every single major actually graduates with a biblical worldview minor. Okay. And so obviously, you know, a huge part of the college experience is making friends. And like I was saying, like the community at San Diego Christian College, I feel like is the really unique factor that San Diego Christian College has to offer, just because it's like no other. Everybody's just so kind and they're always looking out for you. So. And in that opportunity as well, you can live in the apartment. So our dorms are really apartments. So you're set up with a full kitchen, you're set up with a full living space, and you're sharing it with only about 4 or 5 other people. So when you're ready to transition fully off campus, it's not such a huge step for you. So. And then these are our top 3 most popular majors. No surprise, these are pretty common majors in general. But yeah, business administration, aviation, and kinesiology. Just a real quick highlight for the business department. We just added a 4+1 where you can actually get a bachelor's in business administration and then a master's in leadership by doing 1 additional year. So that's really great for those of you who are obviously business majors, but just kind of want to get ahead, want to have a little something extra to put on your resume and just be more marketable in general as you're going out into the field. Okay, so obviously paying for college is very important, and one thing that I want to invite you all to, and I'll drop the link in the chat, is on October 7th, we're actually having a virtual preview day that's also going to be a financial aid workshop. So both parents and students are invited to this free event at 3 p.m. on October 7th, and it's an opportunity to go over FAFSA, really dive in really deep to what's going on there, because unless you've recently gone to college or you have maybe older siblings, it's a lot. So we make sure to provide resources for you all. And then a quick highlight of some of the different scholarships we have to offer. Of course, we have our merit-based scholarships. And then there's some other scholarships we have here where it says potential scholarships. So of course, there's athletic opportunities at San Diego Christian College. Even though we're a very small school, we do play in the NAIA. And we also have opportunities for those of you who are musically talented to get scholarships as well. So make sure to take advantage of that. And then just finally finishing out, go ahead and lift your phone up to the screen and just take a moment and go ahead and use this QR code to apply. Our application literally takes about 3 minutes. Make sure you put in your social security number though if you do want FAFSA, because a lot of folks skip over that. So just as a friendly reminder. But thank you again, and I'll go ahead and drop that link in the box.
Thank you so much. And everyone look in the box for that link. Make sure that you see it. If you don't, put it in the QA box and we'll make sure that you get it. Next, we're gonna go to the University of Laverne.
All right, everybody, let me just get my screen up here. All right, everybody. Welcome again. My name is Cal Cazares, coming from the University of Laverne. Again, I know, as some of us have said, that Zoom fatigue is very real, so I'll try to keep it nice and short. Luckily, I think planning went well here. A lot of us share some very common themes that I think you guys have kind of heard throughout these, and Laverne definitely touches on a few of those as well. So we're right? We are a small private liberal arts college out here in Southern California. We are actually just about an hour away from Temecula. If we had all been together at the promenade like we have in the past, smelling those Cinnabons, it takes about an hour to get to Laverne from the Temecula promenade, just a little under an hour from the downtown LA area as well. Got about 40 majors on campus, which I'll highlight here in a second. Just over 2,500 undergraduate students on campus. So average class size is going to be between about 16 and 20 students, right? Again, really getting that small personal class size that you're hearing from a lot of these schools, getting to talk to your professors, talk to the other students. You don't just show up and get lectured at for 2 hours and go home. And then again, a lot of different ways to get involved on campus. That Laverne community is definitely, again, one of the highlights I will want to touch on as we go through here. Just a little bit of a visual representation, again, of kind of where we are. A lot of people ask, well, what city is Laverne in? Well, we're in the city of Laverne, right? It's about 70,000 people right on the outskirts of LA. We're still technically in LA County. We're like the second to last city in LA County. A list of our majors here. Like I said, we have just over 40 majors currently. Those majors that you see with stars on them here are also offered as minors on campus. Our most popular majors are in the behavioral sciences with our psychology and criminology programs. I know someone in the chat earlier asked a question about criminal justice programs. We do also have a law school on our campus at the graduate level. So we have pre-law opportunities, our business and business administration programs, computer science, communications, and then kinesiology is definitely one of our fastest rising programs. We also have a lot of programs at the undergraduate level, the credential level, and the master's level in our Lefevre College of Education. One thing I really enjoy about the small class sizes, and something that I think you, again, will have heard a lot from these schools, is that flexibility that you have, both when you're looking at your major, when you're choosing what you want to focus on in that specific field of study, and being able to work closely with the professors and the other students really enables you to pick how you want your major to develop throughout your 4 years. We do have athletics on campus as well. We compete in the SCIAC athletic league, so we compete against schools like Chapman, Redlands, Cal Lutheran, Occidental. A lot of really, really good competition. We see a list of our athletic teams here. A word on financial aid, right? We are a private institution. Our tuition for the year is set at just about $45,000 without room and board. However, a common theme we hear from so many of these private schools is that there is so much financial aid available to you. The vast majority of our students are receiving financial aid of some form. The FAFSA, which again has been discussed here, qualifying you for that federal aid and state aid, our merit-based scholarships up to $30,000. And then we do have a performing arts scholarship for students who are in theater, broadcasting, studio art, music, speech and debate, which is a performing art. You can qualify for a $25,000 scholarship with fourth-year full tuition. Our application checklist, we tried to make it as straightforward as possible this year. There are 3 main requirements: your personal statement, the application. We use our Common App as well as our own personal application, and your high school transcripts. We do have a $50 application fee, though we do accept fee waivers. We are test optional. We went test optional last year and are going to continue with that process. And we actually made the letter of recommendation optional for you all this year as well. If you guys want to hear more about Laverne, hear more from me, I am your admissions counselor. I'll be the one working with you throughout this year. You can always reach out to us online. Laverne.edu Connect has a lot of resources for our one-on-one appointments, upcoming open house days, and virtual tours. And then, of course, you can follow us on social media to hear a little bit more about what our current students are up to on campus. My contact information, I'll make sure I drop my email in the chat if you guys have any questions. But thank you guys again for joining us today.
Thank you. And last but not least, we have the University of Redlands.
Hello, everyone, and thanks for hanging in there. I'll start sharing my screen. Just make this a little bit bigger for everyone. So the University of Redlands was founded in 1907, and from the very beginning, what we have shared is Redlands is truly yours for the making. It's a student-centered university where everything from academic programs to student life to the day-to-day community really revolves around the student. We have over 40 programs of study, which are listed there for you to see. Some of our top programs are going to be our business pathways, environmental studies, our School of Music, which is the second oldest in the state of California. We also have the Johnston Center for Integrative Studies, where students are designing their own major on our campus. And so they're taking courses from the programs of study that you see there to create and curate their own academic experience. So over 40 programs of study on our campus. All of our courses, like my colleagues have shared, are taught by faculty. And we truly take that to heart. That relationship with faculty is of the utmost importance. All of our faculty act as mentors, as advisors, and through that we have what's called the Redlands Promise. The Redlands Promise is our guarantee to all of our students coming in as first-year students that they are guaranteed to graduate in 4 years. Through that advising process, through that mentorship process, we don't have impacted programs. In fact, we've really started to curate these pathway programs as well. So we do have some partnerships, for example, with the Western University of Health Sciences for their pharmacy program that our students are guaranteed admission to, as well as Claremont Graduate University for public health. We have a program called the MALT program where our students can come in and get a bachelor's degree and a teaching credential within 4 years. If they stay with us for an extra year, that 5th year, they also receive a master's degree. So really, truly taking to heart students coming into higher education right now and wanting to know where that degree can take them, knowing that it's not just a bachelor's degree, but really setting these folks up for a master's degree and pre-professional programs as well. We have a little over 2,400 students on our campus. They come from many different spaces and places. Over 30% of them are first generation students, so the first in their family to attend college. We also have over half of our student population that will study abroad at some point during their college career. If that's something that's really important to you, know that we don't have a set list of where students can travel to. As long as it is safe and it pertains to their major, then our students are freely able to travel where they can. We also have some great scholarship programs for studying abroad, and we do have our own campus in Salzburg, Austria. So we do have a fabulous campus in Europe. We are noted for our study abroad percentage. So we actually are ranked in the 16th actually nationally for the percentage of students that do study abroad. All of those courses do come in for credit. About 30% of our students are athletes, and some folks have already shared about athletics. We're part of Division III, part of the SCIAC conference. We are the Bulldogs. We do have a live mascot on campus, so we do have Addie, who is our first female Bulldog mascot. We also have the Octomale, which was a chant that was started in the 1920s and talks a little bit about our school spirit. The Octomale is a string of words that don't make any sense and they're not supposed to, but it's really fun to say. And I can guarantee that if you see someone wearing a University of Redlands shirt or sweater or paraphernalia and you see them across wherever you might be, you might hear someone chant Octomale from the distance. So school spirit is a big part of our community. There's a lot of learning that takes place in the classroom and outside of the classroom as well. Over 70% of our students do live on campus all 4 years. You are guaranteed housing when you arrive on campus. And so we have different and great learning communities, for example, North Hall, which is our global quarters hall. So students who are in global business or learning different languages live in that community. We also have language labs within those lobbies. So you might hear Mandarin, Spanish, French, all types of different languages in that particular hall. We are on the Common Application, as some of my colleagues have shared. We are test optional this year, which means we do not need an SAT or ACT score for admission purposes. We also have over 90% of our students that qualify for financial aid. Since the students listening in today are from California, we also have the Cal Grant Guarantee. So if you do qualify for the Cal Grant A and have at least a 3.5 GPA, then we are going to cover all of your tuition in grants and scholarships. So then your cost of attendance is going to be your room and board, and some of that is also covered by financial aid opportunities as well. I am the admissions counselor for any of our Temecula schools, so please feel free to stay in touch. We are hosting a variety of virtual workshops, webinars, open houses throughout the fall. So I'll put that link on the chat as well. We hope you can join us at some point. And I also very excitedly just booked a visit with Great Oak High School. So if you go to that school, I should be seeing you soon. So that's it for me. Thank you so much for letting me discuss the University of Redlands with you.
Thank you all so much for all of that information. I think I just learned so much about all of your colleges, and I'm sure our participants can say the same. Now we're going to move to the question and answer portion. So at this point, if you haven't already, attendees, you can put any burning questions that you have in the Q&A box, and we'll go through panelists and start answering those questions. But I did want to go back to a question that I saw that was asked earlier, because I want to give each college a chance to address what kind of programs you have around criminal justice, pre-law, and related programs. So if we could just go through the colleges, no specific order, just chime in when you feel like it.
Hello. Hey, we actually do have a criminal justice program as well, on campus, fully on campus, and we have an online program for criminal justice as well. We have several students that have a different pathway with criminal justice. Some think that it's mainly just to go into law enforcement. That's not accurate. There's several students that want to become a lawyer, that want to do forensic work, and there are students that do want to go into law enforcement as well. So we have faculty and staff from all different spectrums of the career field associated to that major. So if you're looking to do something specific with criminal justice, we have great faculty and staff that can connect with you guys on an individual basis about that. So if you do want to come on campus and meet some of those faculty and staff members, as long as you're willing to wear a mask, we'll have you guys on campus for a campus visit as well.
Yeah, did anyone else want to chime in on that? Okay, we'll move on. It looks like, I don't know, I see
Great.
some unmuting.
I can go ahead. Speaking for Palomar College. So we have criminal justice. We actually call it administration of justice at Palomar College. We offer a range of courses with certificate of achievement or associate's degrees of science in administration of justice, really an emphasis in either homeland security, in general, investigations, or law enforcement. A lot of our students who will start out with administration of justice will eventually transfer to a four-year institution. And we have the link for it below in the chat.
We do love our links. Okay, did anyone else want to chime in on that? If not, I'll move on. Okay. A question for everybody. Do any of you have any programs for ASL? I'm seeing a lot of no's. Okay. I think
Chapman,
that answers your, oh.
Sorry. Chapman does offer ASL on a kind of as needed basis, depending on how many students we have interested in taking it. But a lot of students, if it's not being offered one semester, will take it out of local community college and transfer those courses over.
Awesome. Thanks. So we're gonna, yep.
All right.
We're gonna go back to it in a second. So.
No worries. Palomar College actually does have an ASL program. We actually have our own interpreting lab as well. It's been around for quite a while now, so it's a great way to learn. If you're interested in doing American Sign Language, you can find the link for it located in the chat as well.
Awesome. And remember, participants, don't be shy. You can ask a question anonymously if you are worried, right? I did want to ask, I got a question from Cal Baptist. So what type of scholarships do you offer for a 4.1 GPA?
Yes, great question. So as of this year for fall 21, we are going test blind. So for academic scholarships, when accepted and if accepted, then those scholarships would be awarded. The lowest one is $8,000. The highest one goes up to $14,500, and that would be a 4.0 or above. So that's where they would fall under that one.
Great. I wanted to ask each of you just to go through and reiterate whether or not you are requiring the SAT or ACT this year, just given COVID-19. I know that's on a lot of our minds, and I know that it's a really important part of the process. So just chime in with that yes or no.
Yeah, great question. I think most of us are not requiring it. At least we're not. Simply because we had several students scheduled to take it and it got canceled, or they've been trying to schedule a test to take soon and they just haven't been able to. So if you haven't taken it yet, I think most of us, at least Hope, is not requiring you guys to take it if you haven't already, but several others are not requiring it either.
I could mention something about Biola. We've actually been test optional for like the past 3 years. So Normally, we don't require test scores for BA programs, but we do for BS programs. So this year, we don't require it for both. But in the future, if you're maybe younger than a senior, that's also an option too.
What I'll share about the University of Redlands is that, yes, we are test optional. Should a student want to report test scores, we also do self-reported test scores. So that means that the student can disclose that information on the Common application, and we can begin reviewing the student's application. Eventually, we'll need those official scores sent to us from College Board or ACT. But if you're not able to get those scores to us, it's not going to impede us reviewing your application. So fully test optional, but also use self-reported test scores in the admission process.
We do the same as University of Redlands. We are, we are now test optional. Moving forward, we will continue to be test optional, but we do allow self-reported scores as well if you choose to do so.
We operate in a similar way with Redlands and Chapman, self-reported scores. However, maybe one slight difference, if a student does submit official test scores before May 1st and it has a positive impact on their merit scholarship, we will readjust their merit scholarship after the fact.
Yeah, San Diego Christian College is test optional. We do, however, super score. So if you do happen to still be in a position to take that test or you've taken it multiple times, we will give you the most money possible.
Same goes with Palomar College, kind of reiterating what everyone's saying. We don't require the SAT or ACT. If you've taken them, you can self-report it on your application, which would assist with like your English and math placement, but it's not required at all.
Yeah, and I wanted to give voice to what Annie from Laguna College of Arts and Design said, which is they have never required SAT scores. So keep that in mind as well. So there's a great question for Palomar College. What is your annual tuition?
So for community colleges, it is $46 per unit. It's about $138 per class. On average, students will take about 4 to 5 classes. If you were to take 5 3-unit classes, it would be about $690 per semester, and $1380 if you do fall and spring. But again, if you apply for Palomar Promise, and that's all free for the first 2 years. So just keep that in mind as well.
Great. So this is going to be another. Everyone's going to chime in and do the awkward thing where they try not to interrupt each other, but we've got this, right? So which of you are offering in-person visits to the colleges? Yeah, we can do awkward hand raising as well, but yeah, if you could verbally say something, that would probably be better so that we can zoom in on your beautiful faces.
Sure. Yeah, we are hosting in-person campus visits. There aren't students taking any in-person classes right now at this point, but there are several students that still live in our dorms on campus, and it is still a little bit lively, not as lively as I'd like it, but we are still open to campus visits. We just have you guys get your temperature checked when you do come on campus initially. You get a wristband and wear a mask, and aside from that, I mean, I'd be personally willing to show you guys around and meet with you and your families about any questions that you have, whether it be scholarships, financial aid programs, and just have a great time with you guys on campus.
University of Laverne.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm the
no.
Go.
University of Verne, we're not currently offering in-person visits. However, the university is an open campus. So if you are in the area, if you're going to the LA County Fairgrounds, which is, only a couple minutes away from us or something like that, you are more than welcome to drive through campus yourself. We can provide you a self-guided virtual map that highlights some different stops while you are on campus. But buildings are closed. We will be hosting a virtual open house in November where we will have students walking around doing a recorded virtual live tour as well.
All right, I'm back. Okay, so we are having students on campus and prospective students come on campus for private tours, following guidelines, restrictions, but you would just, as a student, family, you would fill all that information out online, and then we will prepare for your visit as you come. So that's what we're doing at CVU.
And first, oh, go for it. Right, mute.
No, it was like right at that moment. Right now, Palomar College is offering. We have a lot of virtual offerings. We don't do in-person tours as of right now. We do offer virtual guided tours, virtual information sessions, and even virtual one-on-one chats. So whatever way we can communicate with you and provide you with information that you need, you can find the links for all of our virtual offerings down below, specifically our virtual guided tours.
Yeah, that actually leads perfectly into what I was going to say. Does anybody have any alternatives to visiting colleges, their college in person, that they wanted to put out there for students?
Yeah, so we do have in-campus visits right now. So if you want to come out, we can definitely show you all around the campus. And if you're an athlete, maybe we can even connect you with a coach. Just taking all the normal precautions for that. But as I said before, we are having the virtual opportunity on October 7th, which is actually also a FAFSA workshop. So it's a great opportunity to really get to know the campus virtually and also to learn more about FAFSA. But please come join us on person, like in campus, so that'd be great.
I just dropped the link in the chat, but Chapman is also doing a variety of different virtual events. We have tours, information sessions. We have like a chat feature where you can chat with our current students as well. And you can schedule interviews and one-on-one conversations with counselors. So definitely would recommend checking that out to learn a little bit more.
Biola is not, unfortunately, allowed to have people on campus since we're technically in LA County. But we are having some of our student ambassadors who normally lead the virtual tours, leading families through a virtual tour that way. And then we also will be having different virtual events as well that I'm also going to link. Oh, sorry, I accidentally did it to a private one. But we also just have virtual visits with your counselor too. So you can go over anything that you would go over in a normal visit.
Okay, so Palomar College, you have two questions. I'm going to ask this one first. So do you offer finance classes?
We do actually. We have a very large business administration program. So whether it's accounting, marketing, real estate, finance courses, absolutely. And we'll drop again a link into that specific academic program right in the chat.
You have a lot of handy links. I'm impressed. All of you have actually a lot of really handy links.
Yeah.
Second question. So can you cover the process of how to transfer into a four-year from Palomar College?
Absolutely. So the way it really works is that with community college, you start out doing general education courses, you know, your English, your math, your lower division courses. And then once you've selected a major, you're really doing a lot of those lower division classes, again, related to that specific major. We'll say, for example, like chemistry. And once you've reached the minimum unit requirement, which is 60 units, you become eligible to transfer over to a Cal State or UC. It kind of really depends. It's really important that depending on the school and institution you're trying to transfer to, that you look at their specific transfer requirements. I'm sure you know, for the other private universities, they have their own transfer requirements as well. Cal State and UCs are a little bit more particular about, it's pretty kind of a little bit similar requirements, if you will, different by different majors for different colleges. But pretty much once you've reached those requirements, you can nice and easy transfer over. And there's a link for the transfer center right below.
And as a follow-up to that, our anonymous attendee wants to know, is it guaranteed acceptance to certain schools?
Yeah, so we have two programs. So the ADT, which was the associate degrees for transfer. If you obtain an associate's degree from Palomar College, we guarantee you admission into one of the CSUs. And if you were to do the TAG program, which is transfer admission guarantee, with certain GPA requirements, we, again, provide you guaranteed admission into one of 6 UCs. So it's not every school. That doesn't mean you can't apply to those schools. It's just we don't have guarantee programs with every school. And again, we'll provide a link for that in the chat as well.
Great. So now I'm going to ask, it's one of my personal favorite questions. It's something I asked colleges when I was applying forever ago. So what are 3 words that you would say describe your school? And I'll give you a couple, a little while to think about that. And whoever feels ready to go can go. Any brave souls?
I have one. I have 3. Gosh, I have to, that's great. I have to think about it. I would say friendly. We're super small. Like, everyone knows each other. We only have 700 students in 6 majors. Creative, obviously, as an arts college, you have to be, and we're in a beautiful place. So, Laguna Beach is very creative. And then supportive, I would say, because it's really hard to make a living as an artist. It's not news to anyone. And we offer so much support for our alumni. So I'd say supportive, more than most art schools.
So the 3 words that I would use to describe Palomar College are affordable, massive, and resourceful. What I mean by that is affordable based on the fact that a lot of students can go through Palomar College with minimal to no debt, especially with programs such as the Palomar Promise program and other forms of financial aid. Massive from the massive amount of academic programs, associate degrees, certificates that you can achieve. Our campus is also massive. And resourceful for the fact that, we have a lot of different support programs for our students, whether it's, clubs, organizations, tutoring services. We're just full of everything. So again, just to reiterate, affordable, massive, and resourceful.
Nice. I like that about Palomar. That sounded really awesome. For us, I'd say we're very welcoming, connected, and personal. Number one, I didn't have a really strong Christian background going into a 4-year private Christian university. I just came from a public school and wanted to find a place where I would fit in. And I was nervous about that going to Hope. But after my first year, I just felt so welcomed and not judged for where I was coming from on my background. So I'd say welcoming, connected in the sense of I had my professors, faculty, staff help me get 3 different internships. They still stay connected with me now, and have lunch with them on a day-to-day basis during the week when I'm on campus. And personal in a sense of if there's something you guys want to do specific, like I said, that we maybe don't offer at Hope, we're willing to work with you guys to either join with Cal State Fullerton to make a contract program for you guys, or make a specific concentration focused on your specific need and what you guys want to do, if it works out, obviously, and it's an option. So definitely welcoming, connected, and personal for us.
This was such a hard and great question. I don't know why I couldn't think of words in general, but I would say that the 3 from my own experience as a student and now a staff is genuine, community, and impactful. In terms of genuine, I'm more speaking about student interactions with each other as well as with professors and staff. I feel that students at Biola genuinely want to grow, and that's why they come to Biola, is to grow in their faith and to be surrounded by people who can help with that. And then impactful, just in terms of the way that we want to impact students for them to actually impact after college. That was a big thing that was always told to me in college, and now I really feel that they prepared me well to do that. And then community, probably most of these schools have great community because most of us are smaller, so it allows for more connections with each other, different events and activities that happen throughout the year. And I feel that that's mostly what people always say when they say why they chose Biola, is because of the community that they interacted with.
I'm going to steal that last word for community. That would definitely be my first one. It is such a strong community on campus. I'm going to say involved. The average Chapman student is involved in 3 different organizations, holding leadership positions in at least one. So our students love to be involved and really give back to the Chapman community. And then the third is going to be care. As a former student and now as a staff member, I truly do feel very cared for on campus, whether that be the various resources offered to our students, the relationships you're forming with professors. It's a very caring campus, and I think that's super awesome.
Yeah, that's such a hard question. But for the 3, I would go with encouraging, just because I see students encouraging one another, faculty, staff encouraging one another towards students as well. The second one would be unity, just the involvement, in games, whether that's just in community life groups. There's always room for growth, which would be my third word as well. So those are mine.
So you may have even seen it in the presentation, but we have a 3-fold mission statement, which is truth, purpose, and impact. So truth is because we're a biblically based institution, and but also the purpose part is because our professors and our department chairs really take the time to invest in students to help them figure out what their purpose is. And then lastly, impact is just sending you out into the world prepared. That's something that we make sure is a priority, because that's the whole point, of getting education, is to make sure you can get that job after. And just a quick thing about Palomar is that we actually have an articulation agreement with them, since they're one of the lovely community colleges in San Diego County. So that makes it easy for students to transfer to us.
You know who you are.
I know who I guess. I know who we are. So the 3 that I would say are inquisitive. I talked before that we have a program called the Johnston Center for Integrative Studies, where students are designing their own major. They're truly creating their own degree. And that kind of blends into our student community as well. They're quite inquisitive. I would also say innovative. We are approaching a new dawn with innovation, internet, spatial. And so we've integrated that into some of our academic programs too, with spatial studies and whatnot. And then also collaborative. I think that speaks to the communities that we've talked about, where faculty are working with one another on research. Faculty are incorporating students into those research opportunities. Students are connecting with one another. We really call ourselves a community within several communities, and that no 2 students can ever be described the same way, but at the heart of who we are folks that are really collaborating and engaging with one another.
This is definitely a tough question, but I think for Laverne, definitely one that would be echoed amongst a lot of us is that community feeling. I think especially at Laverne during your first year, whether you're a freshman or a transfer student, there's so much emphasis focused on finding your specific community within the larger Laverne community, finding your support groups, finding those people who can help you grow and develop and really make the most of the college experience. But that ties right into development, right? Really the Laverne experience. We have a program called the Laverne experience that, you go through a different stage in each year. And that really is designed to help you grow and develop both as a student, but as a community member, a lifelong learner, a researcher. And then last but not least, interdisciplinary, right? It doesn't matter what major you're coming in as, what college, right? Our College of Business, our College of Arts and Sciences you're in. Everybody at Laverne has the opportunity to take classes in other areas, to collaborate, like Jamie said, with people in other departments, with their professors, with community members who they maybe never would have interacted with without being placed in these situations.
Everyone kind of said it. For Cal, it's real similar. Definitely supportive is a big one. personal touch. And I've heard students say that they have coffee chats and lunches with professors, the dog sit for professors. So it's a big piece. Opportunity, just because you can kind of get into anything, and because it's so small and the professors do a great job at getting you connected through internships, research opportunities, there's definitely a lot of options. And then lasting, just because once you're part of the CLU family, you're kind of always there. The Alumni Center, the Career Center always is at your disposal. If you choose to change your careers or just want to diversify your knowledge or skill set in the workplace, they're always at your hand.
Thank you all so much. I know that's a really difficult question, but you all gave really beautiful answers. And I think I learned so much about your colleges and your different perspectives on your colleges. So I think it was really valuable. As a last question, this is to all the panelists. My dad is a disabled combat veteran. For state schools, they offer extra financial assistance. Do any of you offer the same?
Yes, so I think I answered it in the chat as well, but we are Yellow Ribbon University, so if your father does have any VA benefits or credits that can be applied towards university credit, we do have a VA benefits counselor who works with students who either served in the military before or have a family member that served in the military, and they can kind of help you to identify whether you have credits or that you can qualify them to a different college or university. But I would have your father first check on those benefits first and ask about college. And then number two, ask the different colleges that you're planning to attend what they accept in terms of the amount and what type of credits.
Yes, I can echo much of what they said as well at Hope. We are a Yellow Ribbon school as well. We have a Veteran Student Success Center with officers who will help work with you and your family, tackle these different questions. And again, even if it's not something that you are applicable for at Laverne, helping you look at some of your other options locally and seeing where you can apply those benefits.
Chapman is also a Yellow Ribbon school as well. And I will drop a link into all the different services and resources that we have for our veterans on campus.
Palomar College actually has a very large military population. We actually have our own Veterans Resource Center. So we always encourage individuals that are looking to use their parents or their own military benefits, make sure to really get in contact with them as soon as possible. And that just goes with like any institution here as well. Just contact them as soon as possible so that we can begin that process of figuring out how to use that financial support. And again, we'll drop the link right into the chat as well.
San Diego Christian College is also a Yellow Ribbon school, and we do have a financial aid counselor whose sole purpose is to help you get as much money as possible from your benefits or your dad's or whoever it might be.
And I think I speak for all the panelists when I say you could probably also reach out to their financial aid department over email, and they'd be happy to help you figure out, your situation and what benefits you qualify for. So on that note, I want to thank everybody. I know there's some questions that are not answered yet, but I think Tony is on that. So at this point, I want to offer the schools the ability to open up separate Zoom meetings if you would like. If participants would like to enter into those, I think panelists will be dropping those into the chat now. So this will enable you to keep talking to all of our representatives here about their schools and to answer any of those questions that you feel didn't get answered or that maybe would be answered better in a one-on-one format. Those should be in the chat as we go. You can say verbally now, are any of you planning on doing that? Not planning on doing that?
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and drop a link if anybody wants to ask any further questions about HIU. anything specifically that maybe you just wanted to learn more about, I'm just going to drop a link and I'll be open if you guys do want to join that Zoom chat.
Palomar College will also be doing that as well. So we'll provide a link to our Zoom room in the chat as well. So hopefully we see some of you there. Thank you so much.
And please, if you want to visit multiple, copy those links because this session will close and those links will disappear.
If anyone wants to get in touch with me at LCAD, email might be a little bit better because usually my conversation's more one-on-one looking at your artwork. So I'll just type my email in the chat here again if needed, and please reach out to me if you'd like.
Email is also going to be the best way to reach me as well, so I'm going to put my email again in the chat.
Yeah, and just wrapping everything up again, thank you all of our panelists for attending and for telling us about your schools. You're all beautifully unique in all of your own ways. I think the main thing I would describe from this session is I got a very friendly vibe. All of your campuses seem like they have great community, which is so important. And thank you all as attendees for coming. We really appreciate having you. We really appreciate your questions. And thank you all.
Yeah. Thank you. Have a great weekend, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.